In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the side view mirror on this Toyota Corolla. Let's get started. To get this job done, we actually have to remove the door panel. And I like to start at the inner door handle and remove that little cap that covers up a mounting screw. Use either a pick or a pocket screwdriver, anything that'll get in here, and pry it open. You'll see there's a Phillips head screw behind it, so grab your Phillips head screwdriver and remove the screw. There it is. At the top of the door, you'll see the sail panel, which is this triangulated piece that covers up not only the tweeter speaker, but also the bolts for the mirror. With a plastic trim tool, I'm going to pop this off. I don't want to use anything metal that'll scratch or damage the paint. There we go. Pop this out of here. Next, we have to lift up the master window switch. Take a trim tool and pop it up like this. It's just secured in with these clips here, and then it has to slide forward because of this hook at the back. And if you flip it over, you'll notice the main electrical connector. There's just one, and to disconnect it, you actually have to pinch both ends like this and pull it straight out. There we go. Sometimes it's a little tough, but with enough force, it'll come out. Doing that will allow us to pull the armrest / grab handle up. It's also just held in with some clips, and it looks like someone's been in here before because this is broken, but that's okay. Get this out of here, set it aside, get your Phillips head screwdriver, and remove these two main anchor screws for the door panel. With all of this removed, you can grab the door panel at the bottom. If you can stick your fingers underneath it, go ahead. I can't. It is pretty tight, so I'm going to use a trim tool. Try to pry it open like that. It's going to be loud, but these clips are pretty tough, especially if this is the first time that this has been off. Lift the door panel up and off of the window sill here, and there you have it. Set it aside, door panel removed. Now to replace this mirror, I want to start by disconnecting the electrical connector to it. You'll notice here two different connectors. This is for the tweeter speaker, if you have one. This is for the mirror. So peel the vapor barrier back if you need to, and then unstick it from the butyl tape. I suggest wearing gloves because this stuff is extremely sticky, and it's going to be difficult to get it off of your hands if you get it on your skin. And there's a tab on the back side here. You're going to want to push that in. That'll unlock the connector. You're going to want to push that in. That'll unlock the connector. Now you need a 10mm socket to remove these 3 mounting nuts for the mirror. Take the top one out and the bottom two. When you take this last one out, watch out so the mirror doesn't fall off. With these 2 bottom bolts is also secured the tweeter, so this will come off. Set that aside. Now you can pull the mirror right through the door. It's got a little clip here for the grommet. And there's your mirror. Take your new mirror and slide the connector through. Line up the studs and press them through. Pull this grommet in and you'll see that it has a little tab. This actually helps hold the mirror in case it wants to fall off. Put the top mounting nut on. This will hold the mirror temporarily. Now you can take the tweeter, put the 2 bottom mounting nuts on after you put the bracket over these, just like that. You're gonna have to hold it in place because the rubber grommet here is gonna want to push it away. All right, there we go. That's started on the threads. Obviously make sure this doesn't cross thread because that would make it so the mirror isn't held on properly anymore. And now go ahead and snug these up, but go around several times because as you tighten the last 1 or 2, the first one will actually get loose because the gasket will be compressing and creating more slack. Make sure they're all even. That's perfect right there. So now let's resecure the wiring, make sure it's routed exactly where it needs to be. Clip it in. Now let's put the door panel back. Take your door panel, line it up with the top here, hook it over the windowsill. And once that lines up, tap it down into place. Make sure your wiring for the master switch comes through. Now go around the door panel and tap all the push clips into place. Let's put the 2 main anchor bolts in. Start them in. These also screw into plastic, so don't over tighten them. Once they bottom out and get snug, just leave it like that. This piece is kind of broken here for me, so I'm going to be careful, but tighten it up. Okay, again, make sure the wire goes through, and then we can put this in. It has a few clips that slide in and lock this in. I'm going to lift this one up and lock it in here because it's broken, and if I just push it down, it's not going to lock in. It's just going to push that down. The rest of it will fall into place like it should. Tap it down, reconnect your window switch, and once you press it in, it'll automatically push the collar in. And then you can press it all the way to lock it. This switch has this hook on the backside, so slide that in first and then line it up at the front. Tap it down. Now let's put the screw in for the door handle. Tighten it up and close this little door to hide the screw. One last thing is the sail panel over here. That is basically the grill for your tweeter and the cover for these mirror bolts. There's a hook on the bottom of it. You're going to want to hook it over the door panel, and then it's got this push clip that clips into this hole. And there you have it.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.